Hey everyone, Jana here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in the kitchen location. Anyways, it is that time of year. I'm going to be doing sorry, I'm moving some things around to my left. Yeah. Anyways, that's not even mine. So I can make sure I have room for everything. Because I'm going to be doing a book Unhaul, and I have a lot of books there. I don't even know how many. Plus, like, all the books that I did in my last book Unhaul are still in my house. They haven't gone anywhere. They're actually all going away this weekend. So, don't ask for them. Don't anything. I'm personally going to be moving soon. My family's going to stay here. My bookcase in my room's going to stay here. But it just feels right to, like, go through everything, sort out what I want, sort out what I don't want. So what this first video is going to be all the books that I'm getting rid of, and then my next video is going to be all the books that I'm going to be taking with me, and then the rest of them will stay on the bookcase here. Yeah. Anyways, let's get right into it since we have a lot here, and I don't know how long I have to film it out here. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'll just talk about one of them in my wrap up, because one of them is going to be in my wrap up. Although, no, never mind. Alright, so the first book that I'm going to be getting rid of is Out of the Easy by Ruta Zepedis. It's not that I hated this book or anything. I read it. I enjoyed it when I read it. But then now I'm like, I kind of did this in stages. When I get to a certain book, I'll tell you, like, this is the last book of this stage, and then this was this stage. Okay, because these were all decided, like, yesterday and today. And then I have Mitch Albom, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. So, out of my creative writing classes in college, so what we had to do was bring some books from home, and then one day, so we had to bring a book from home that we read, that we enjoyed, that we wanted to share with someone else. So what you would do is you bring a book, you put it in the middle, and then you take a book. And it was fairly effective. I think my professor bought that and I read it. It took me a while to read it because I was like, I enjoyed it when I read it. I read it a few years ago. I mean, it impacted me when I read it, but, like, other than that, I'm not going to keep it. I want to keep passing it on to people because I think people need to read it. And so that brings us to our next book, is When Dimple Met Rishi. I enjoyed this book when I read it. It's a fairly fun summer contemporary. I think I read it, like, in 1 or 2 days. But the one thing about it, I will say this, and I'm giving many book reviews, is that the plot the focus of the plot kind of shifts partway through it. And so that's kind of like, at first when I was reading, I was, like, really into it. And then, like, after I thought about it and someone else mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, that did kind of happen, and it was weird. And I mean, it's an enjoyable book if you're looking for that kind of thing, but other than that, I'm still on the fence about it because, like, I do love the pretty orange spine, but I'm not a book collector, and I do love the back. That's, like, my favorite thing of this book, is the back. Anyways, moving on, the next one is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I am a Marissa Meyer fan. I have been a Marissa Meyer fan. I'll tell you for how long. Since I was in middle school, because growing up I was really into Sailor Moon, and she wrote fan fiction for Sailor Moon, and I read it and I ate it up, and that's actually how I became a fan fiction author, and then later started writing more original stuff. But I have to say, out of everything that I read of hers, like, fan fictions included, this is, like, one of my least favorites. So, but I am excited for her upcoming book, Renegades. Okay, moving on. It is the Mandy Collection Volume 2 and the Mandy Collection Volume 1. Okay, I read all of these, not all of them, but I read a good chunk of those books when I was a kid. And these are like, oops. I have a note from my dentist in here. Says floss, Jana. That was years ago. Anyways, funny because I just came from the dentist today. Okay. I think there are like 10 books in this. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, books 1 through 5. There's 5 books in each one. There's over 40 of them, and I don't want to collect them all because I grew up reading them, but I'm not like that into it anymore. And I got those 2 when I was in high school. And so, younger Jenna would have loved those, but older Jenna's like, no. Okay, the next book is This Monstrous Thing by Mackenzie Lee. This one, now I enjoy Mackenzie Lee writing in The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I read This Monstrous Thing, which is a retelling of Frankenstein, and it's kind of, you'll hear more about it in my October wrap up, but it's like kind of really meta and it's like really weird. And I mean, I enjoyed it kind of, not as much as The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, as that is like one of my favorite books, hands down. It's one of my favorite books of all time. But this, I'm just like, it's alright. I enjoyed it. Just don't want to keep it forever. Alright, the next book we have is The Hamilton Affair by Elizabeth Cobbs. I gave this book 3 stars when I read it back earlier in the summer. If you can't tell, I have like a theme going on where I read like one book related to Hamilton a month or whatever it is. It's going to slow down. Anyways, I read it. It was alright. It wasn't the greatest. And a lot of it was historical fiction, which is fine. But then also a lot of it was kind of like... Hold on. The author said something in here that bugs me. I think she says it in here. Let me find her author's note. It said, blah, 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 blah. Many events actually happened. Some are fabricated for the reason that historical fiction is not connecting the dots, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. And then there's another person that's like fictional, and it's like really annoying. Blah, 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 blah. She said something in here that kind of bugged me. And I know it bugs someone else. It's like, we can only be as true, blah, to something, and it's like complete BS. And I'm like, it bugged me. Because, like, there was a plotline in there that was solely fictional. Like, wholly fictional, and it annoyed the crap out of me. I want to see how long this book is, because I want to compare it to another book. Alright, this is about the length of another book that I'm currently reading, which is I, Eliza Hamilton, which is, again, another historical fiction book about their lives and whatnot. But that, I feel like, does a much better job than this, because it doesn't have, like, a ridiculous little plot line in there. Anyways, that I'm getting rid of. And so that, yes. That marks the end. All these were decided yesterday. So everything before that was decided, like, earlier this month. The next book I'm going to be trying to sell back to the same store that I bought it from for $10. Because it's new. Now it's used. Anyways, is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I hate this book so much. I gave it 2 stars. Out of book to movie adaptation. Well, okay, I don't hate it as much as Caravallo, which I see on the floor over there. Which I really don't care. It can sit on the floor. But they both have 2 stars. That book is worse than that book. I will say that. But, like, I mean, it would be it's a contemporary book, which is good. And mostly everyone knows what it's about. But there's some things in there that really annoy me. And honestly, I will say this, and I never say this, that the movie adaptation is better than the book. Mainly because, I don't know why, but to me, the movie adaptation is better than the book. Oh, hey, I have another 2-star book. There's a theme going on in these books. The next one is Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. I think I already talked about this book. I don't like it. It's pretty, but I don't like it. And then another 2-star book, Paper Wishes by Lois Suffenbaum. I don't know how to say her name, but I'm not even going to try. Again, this is a 2-star book because it's like written in a really juvenile manner, which conveys no emotion. Someone's like, oh, can portray. I read a review where someone's like, it portrays raw emotion, and I read it. It's like, no, it doesn't. I don't think so. You can think that. You can have your own opinion. I don't think it conveys raw emotion. I think it conveys like a first draft of a poorly written book. Anyways, sorry, I get like worked up over like poorly written books. Next one is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. A lot of people say this is like one of the best books that they read this year or last year, whenever it came out. I don't know. I'm not even gonna look. It was a good book. It's about a main character that's trans. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And I felt like it was missing something. I don't know what, but I felt like it was missing something. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all right, and I'd rather have someone else who will enjoy it, read it. Like, enjoy it more than I would. Okay, the next book is... Why do I have a receipt in here? What is this? Oh, it's a Walmart receipt. The next book, which I'm going to be donating to my mom's class, because it's a middle grade book, and her class is like middle grade, and honestly, now, it's called Ninth Ward by Jewel Parker Rhodes. It's a good book, except there was like one aspect that like completely threw me off, which was a paranormal aspect where she could talk to ghosts. It's like, what? No. What? No. Because what I was expecting, I don't think it mentions it anywhere on the back. Yeah, 12-year-old Lanisha lives in a tight-knit community in New Orleans, Ninth Ward. Mama Yaya, yeah. So when you read the back, I'll read it to you, not just skim. 12-year-old Lanisha lives in a tight-knit community in New Orleans, Ninth Ward. She doesn't have a fancy house like her uptown family, or a lot of friends like the other kids on her street, but she does have Mama Yaya, her fierce, loving caretaker, wise in the ways of the world, and able to predict the future. So when Mama Yaya's vision shows a powerful Hurricane Katrina fast approaching, it's up to the nation to call upon the hope and strength of Mama Yaya has given her to help them both survive the storm. So reading the back, I was like, oh, it's going to be about a girl trying to survive a hurricane, which makes it what it sounds like. I will give leeway to mediums because when it's kind of mentioned, but like this comes out of nowhere, like where she's like, oh, my mom's ghost is hanging around, and it's like, oh, why? It doesn't really, I don't think it impacts the story that much, but that's just me. But I'm going to donate it to her class where her kids can read it and enjoy. Okay. The next 2 are by the same author, which I fairly enjoy, but I just don't want them on my shelf. Which is Want to Go Private and Backlash by Sarah Dara Littman. I've talked about these both. I enjoy them. They remind me of when I was in high school and online predators and cyberbullying were really becoming a thing. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm not in high school, so I can't say, is it still a prevalent issue? Like cyberbullying? I know predators are everywhere and they'll always be everywhere, but cyberbullying, like, is that a prevalent issue still? Prevalent issue? I don't know. I'm not in high school. I don't have any kids, so I can't say. So, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the stories because, yeah. Anyways, moving on. The next 2 probably won't be sold to the used bookstore because I hate these books. But they will probably be donated to, because if none, like, I feel like a good portion of these will sell to the used bookstore. But then, but if not, then I'm going to take them to the American Cancer Society and donate them, because I've seen Harlequin romance novels like before. I bought them. Anyways, it's On the Wings of Love by Elizabeth Lane. And Surrender to the Highlander by Terry Brischen. I read them in high school when I was on my like Harlequin romance novel kick. Or historical romance novel in general kick. Moving on, I have 4 more books and then that's it. The first one by Sarah Farzan, Tell Me Again How a Crush Should Feel. I think I like went through this fairly quickly. It was alright. It's alright, I don't remember what I gave it. French Milk by Lucy Kinsley, which is just a little journal about when the author actually traveled to France. It's cute. And then, In Some Other World Maybe by Sherry Goldhagen. And then, she was alright. Like, it's an adult novel. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that was it. I don't need it. I enjoyed it. The cover's kind of pretty. It wasn't the cover that I ordered, I know. But I think I got it off Book Outlet. So, I never know. Then Saints and Misfits by S.K. Ali, which, again, was alright. I think I gave it like 3 out of 4 stars. I don't remember. Anyways, that's all for my book unhaul. They're all going to be gone by Saturday, so hopefully they'll all be gone by Saturday. So yeah, you can tell me if you read any of these books, what you thought, what you rated them. We can have a conversation about them. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. My next video is going to be books that I'm going to be moving with me for sure. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time and bye.